Adventurers, and I'm Sam, the host of Roll for Bluff. And normally on this, we talk about our ongoing Bards of Noble campaign. However, that is not what we played tonight. Tonight, we played our special one-shot event to celebrate hitting 50 followers on Twitch and making affiliate. Thank you all so much for your support. We also did our giveaway, which the winner of was I Smell Vanilla. We'll be reaching out to them to get them their free merch. Congratulations very much if that's you watching right now. On tonight's episode, we did our one-shot entitled Unlock Your Dreams. And to my left, we have Tristan, and you played...
I played Norik, the Wood Elf Rogue.
Nice. To my right, we have Malcolm, and you played...
Smiley.
Just Smiley.
Just Smiley.
The Asimar cleric.
He's a cleric.
He's an Asimar.
To my far left, we have Brandon, who is once more our wonderful dungeon master.
I'd like to claim my main role today as
A forest.
of the forest.
That was your main role today. You were a forest.
And
Yay.
today, I played Brett, who was a half-orc barbarian. So I think we all played something a little different today. They're going to be joining me tonight as my co-hosts, as well as my lovely liches.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Get out of here.
you want to set the scene for this one-shot?
So, imagine, if you will, a group of adventurers who had been together for a while. You know, doing the usual, spending a nice evening at the bar, when they're approached by a Yuan-Ti, a snake person, very charming, very beautiful, who offered to share drinks with them.
Nope. Don't
To
trust
which
that.
Brett likes free drinks and pretty ladies.
and easily took it.
Oh, yes.
Nice whiskey.
No,
Next.
well, I stole it first.
Right.
No, you grabbed it first. I was like,
Yeah.
mm.
Yeah,
You
'cause
checked
I mean-
it.
I was like, I don't see
No,
anything.
you checked it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
checked it.
And then I said no because the friend timer isn't up.
That's right, the front timer. To which Brett was like, there's another one, I'll take it! And then immediately just popped it back.
That's right.
And then I grabbed the one you had
Yeah.
and shoved it forcefully into your mouth.
Yep.
Because you were iffy still.
Glug, 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 glug. And you were like, I don't want to. And the Yuan-Ti was like, oh, come on, I'll drink. And they took one and like, now you drink. It's
I
fine.
was like, nope. It was like, first off, he only drank water. And I was like, that's fine. I have water in a vial. It's like, that's not trustworthy at all.
So she was very nice. And then eventually, Brett was like, I'm done with this.
Drink the water,
Drink
man.
the water the nice lady gives you.
And forced that upon him.
Yep.
Brett's very strong.
To which, it should be noted that you're like, the hourglass, and it was full.
Yeah. And I'm like, all right, it doesn't matter what we're doing. I'm just stalling the inevitable.
At this point, there's somebody who wants us to do something. To which, after a little bit, you started to turn to stone.
Yes.
Yeah, from the penis up.
No!
Yeah,
You tried to have that happen.
From your stomach
You
outward.
failed.
Yeah, you were a 1.
You were like, I want to
So
go.
from the vagina up.
There we go.
Okay.
So you you turned to stone, and what they said was, we'll see in a few hours, turned into who knows how long or where you went or
At
everything.
least 2 years.
At least what said was 2 years.
Yeah.
You woke up sitting outside of a shop/bar, and you were like, what? And you had different gear
Yes.
and police badges.
Yep. We're cops.
Yeah, I was totally ready to protect and serve the shit out of that town.
No.
No, you weren't.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
No, you weren't.
No, you weren't. You were like, what's going on?
No, I was like, this is okay.
So you're sitting there looking around. You notice that the sky is a different color.
Hmm.
It was shimmering and shaking. You look around, other things are shimmering and shaking.
Well, we didn't even notice that at first. We knew the
Yeah.
sky was different. And
Then an Eric Cochran comes over. It was like, what are you doing?
And I'm
walking.
like,
Sitting here. What are you that's fine. I mean, how you guys doing today?
Fine.
And this is where the story started to be told to us that we had been there for 2 years as guards, as well-known guards and helpful guards. And we're like, what?
They stumbled in from the illusory forest.
We're like, the what? It's like, that already sounds like an idea of something that's like, yep,
Yes.
don't trust that.
This is great. This is
We're
great.
still in the forest, aren't we?
We're great. You are then told that, you know, you look around like, oh, you should go speak to the captain. Like,
Now, before that, someone found out that they had something.
Oh, that's right.
I found out that Brett had a deck of many things. And because this
Yes.
is a one shot, Brett was going to use that deck of many things.
The
and
man,
pull-
the half-orc barbarian with a negative to their intelligence and wisdom,
Yes.
got the deck of many things in their possession.
I don't know how
pulled-
that happened.
I pulled 3 cards.
You
No,
pulled
2 cards
which
because I
caused you to
rolled.
roll.
I rolled a d20, so it could have been a lot worse. Just gonna throw that out there. It could have been a lot
You
I
could
thought
have
you were
worse.
rolled all 20. You could have rolled all but 2 cards.
Yep. I
Near
would've done it
assured death.
I would have done it too.
One shot would have ended immediately.
No, what
Well, we actually had a contingency plan because
Oh.
he had given me the deck of many. I had made a backup character
in case that
in
something
case
was drawn.
the deck of something was drawn and Brett was just poof from existence.
What character?
It was going to be a drow wizard.
Edgy. Don't like it.
Yeah.
We wouldn't
So
have
you-
survived.
You pulled 2 pretty good cards.
Yeah.
Well, one good.
One good.
One good that caused you to draw more,
Right.
and one that was like, on a demon wand you down to the ends of the earth.
Right, but that's fine. That was a problem for future Brett.
Yeah.
Right, because it was what, the XP,
You got XP,
which was draw another card.
and then you, XP, you then, it's one additional after what you've already said.
Right.
Then you do the flames,
And then not more XP.
and then the flames was just,
The
No,
flames
the
was
flames
Oh, yeah.
the demons will be
and then you
chasing
drew the
around.
sun, which was more XP, and then you get a wondrous item.
Right.
And then the final one was Vizier, which means you were able to ask the infinite knowledge of the reality to any question, and you would have gotten an answer.
And Brett's holding on to that.
Yes, because Brett's totally going to remember. The
Probably.
magical item you got,
Was the Helm of Intellect.
headband.
So you had a headband that made just more.
Headband that turned your, 8?
My
To a
8
19.
into a 19. Which, by the way, did nothing for any of my abilities or anything. The only thing that I really changed was my intelligence saving throw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably like sped up a couple portions, being able to be like, it's time to move.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Brett would have just gone headlong into anything.
So you took it, you put it on, you're like, your mind awoke.
Brett was very confused.
Am I normally this dumb?
It would have been great if like you fractured your mind, so like every so often you just have to flip and
Yeah, because Brett kept like taking it off and putting it on.
Well, that was a
taking it off.
possibility.
Yeah.
That's what I rolled
Yeah.
for, and you didn't roll high. I
Like
didn't
you're
know the percentile.
So after that, we all found that we had our magic items.
But we were told to start heading.
We were told to go find the captain, so we went and found the captain. We went towards the police station.
And a younger elf came out and was like, where were you?
I was like, "Hi, Captain."
Hey, you're my boss.
Oh,
Alright.
they don't talk to us that way.
You got me in trouble. So then you guys are like, oh, okay, see you later.
Tricks on us. Never seen that guy again.
We'll just get to that.
Probably did.
So you went in, and you saw some interesting characters. You were yelled at by your orc superior.
Well, that was because somebody backsassed.
I just told him to politely wait while we finished our conversation.
Which he had an interesting voice, which made you all go, wait.
Yes, a giant 7-foot orc.
Get in here! Oh, God, what?
But while we were in there talking, you guys noticed some weird stuff.
Yeah. So the lady who drugged us
Turned us to
day,
stone.
was like, "Hey, there's 3 guys who stole shit from me, and it's
I want to
it's
file a complaint.
A half-orc,
An elf.
an elf,
An elf.
and has more,
And we're like, we'll come back to this.
Yeah, that's really specific. Must not be us. Let's go.
Totally not.
So that's when we went up, got yelled at, and came back down. We ran into her a second
well, you
time.
noticed when you were talking to him
Yeah.
that there was a shift in reality.
Yeah.
Right, because he had screwed up his.
What he was saying.
Yeah. So then you kind of gave me, you gave me a look, and so then I did a perception, and did really well. And it was like, oh, the whole room is shimmering and shaking. This isn't real.
Yeah, Brett didn't notice any of this.
I was still like, this is okay.
You're like, oh, maybe it's just him, and I'm like, oh God, no.
This is fine.
This is the curse of having high perception and investigation
Yep.
and stuff like this. Everything's bad.
So you head back down.
Ran to the complainer.
Who was your friend?
Was our friend.
I
He was
thought we
like-
were gonna die. I honestly did. My character was like, This is over.
This is over. We somehow, how'd this happen?
Yeah.
They brought us here just to complain about
Like,
us.
who did I fuck over?
Did we die? Are we in hell?
Which circle is this?
11.
So you found out that the complaint was like, okay, for reparations, just send them off, have them get my book back that you obviously gave to someone else because you don't
Yeah.
have it anymore.
Yeah.
You guys are like,
What book?
what are you talking about?
Book? I don't even read
I was about to
books.
say, I can't even read. It's not mine.
So then you were arguing, and then that's when you went, headband. We're going to leave now, says Brett the intelligent. Brett the wise. And you left, and you immediately were like, well, we're gonna head up now. And then you ran into a small goblin child.
Yep.
It was like, good luck on your adventures.
Sure, whatever your name is. You know my name is. Yeah, remember?
Oh yeah, totally, dude.
Yeah.
Nothing weird here.
Everyone just like, what are we doing?
And that's when I was like, this is not okay anymore.
Nope.
We are in a bad place.
Nork is already on like high alert. Like he's like this. Everything's bad.
So you begin to leave, and as you did, everything in the town started to change, and things were like, you just heard voices in the hand, the book, the eye. You turn around because the voice is like, take care, Neuro. And you turn, and the town is dead. Where you saw the goblin child, bones.
Because we saw her like by herself, just standing there,
Mhm.
like, bye now, bye, bye, get the book, bye now, bye. You're like, time to go in the woods, guys.
And this is when my character decided that he was going to die for a second time.
Ah, yes. The first time was a fake out, so I'd actually die this time.
And it's funny because with Norik, I mean, because I played a character with extreme social anxiety who hardly spoke. He only spoke a little bit when he wore his mask to hide himself. He was like, okay, I know they're probably bad woods, but they'll be woods. They'll be okay. Just get in the woods.
Go through the shivering gate.
Just get in the woods.
Just get in the woods.
Just
Get in the woods.
Woods
And
are a
we-
safe place.
And then we get into the woods,
And they're not safe.
and they're not safe.
The
Hey,
trees bleed.
they were fine.
They were fine until they started throwing acorns at me.
It was not the tree throwing an acorn.
Was it an imp?
It was an imp taking a crude disguise of a demonic squirrel.
Six-armed squirrel.
Cute little guy.
Which then, after being hit a few times, you were like, I'm going to just break this tree.
Because Brett,
You thought it was a tree
I
that
thought
was
it was
doing.
the tree, so I just started attacking. the
Because you
tree.
took off the headband. You're like, I don't want this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you look through the veil again. The town looks normal.
Yeah.
From the other side. And you hacked the tree. And it bled and screamed.
The tree will remember.
And we're like,
Let's
So,
learn.
question, just Dungeon Master, was that like a living person that I attacked, or was
Yes.
that just, okay? Good to know.
Did I murder an innocent man?
I would say innocent. I would say a damned soul trapped for all eternity.
Oh, that's fine.
Fair
I saved
enough.
him.
well, I mean, that's his only escape.
Technically. Technically.
Fair enough.
I just violated a human
If-
right by destroying a soul. Okay.
If it makes you feel better,
Yes.
spin it how you want.
We will.
So, so then we
I
just
agree.
we asked. You asked your god for direction, and your god was like,
Forward.
that path, that
The
way.
one, the pathway. I guess go.
Let's
Like,
go.
I was hoping you so I could go back into the town and drain.
Well, because we had saw one large body of water, and we're like, we could go there or the path. Let's go the path.
And little did you know, the pathway curved around a different body of water.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then we came across
What
another
was
body of
the-
water.
What was in the original body of water?
Oh, it was going to be a dead body. Just
Oh,
floating.
Just floating
Oh,
on
so
the
nothing
water?
really
Okay.
dramatic.
Yeah, depends on what you did. You could have been like, dead body right here. If you would have gone over and you messed with it, it would have come to life.
Okay.
Well, I don't.
Is that one of the useless battles that
Yep.
we would have had? Okay.
Unfortunately.
Corpses.
Because you said that was because you said there was one that was just trivial.
Oh, yeah, that would have been
That'd have been like,
pretty much.
You down.
roll for initiative, and it's dead.
I wouldn't have rolled for initiative.
Like
I
you
wouldn't have gotten the
idiots.
board. You guys were just rolled text. So you continue around, and then a mermaid
Comes
pops
out of
up.
the second body of
It's
water.
like, oh my god, there's other people in here.
And I'm like, fuck. You're not real. You're too pretty.
I'm definitely real. Insight. She's real.
Okay. She's not lying about being a mermaid.
So, we realized that she couldn't, or she told us she couldn't
couldn't
get out of the water. So we were like, well, let's see if our big strong boy can pull it out while you guys try to attack the water. The big strong boy just wasn't pulling strong enough.
So then,
I think if you would have natural, you would have popped her arms up.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that to be what it
I
was.
was kind of thinking that
Because
might be it.
then Smiley was like, okay, cool, I'll help pull. Norik, you attack the water whenever whenever there seems like there's a good gap for you to be like,
Yeah, but even that didn't work, so I ended up burning just the water.
Which did damage. I had health for it.
And then
You had 2 more points of damage to do before the water demon died.
oh,
Immediately.
well, because you did that and it didn't do it, and then we tried a second time where then I attacked it, and that got where if I had done 2 more,
If you had done 2 more, it wouldn't have severed her torso.
yeah,
Severed the tail from the torso.
So she like got cut in half, and I tried to like spare the dying. And Dan was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
What are you doing? It's half of her body. It's not gonna magically sew.
So I just like poked her like over and
Hey,
over.
hey.
Stop! And I was like, and I cast a level 7 spell on a random.
Yep. You regenerated her.
Dang good characters.
I mean, and this is where like we mentioned it. Like this is playing the character, not the player.
Mm-hmm.
As a player, you'd be like, "Well, that sucks. I guess I'll move on now." But as
Right.
a character, especially when you're playing a good cleric,
Yeah.
you're like, "Well, I must try and save this one, an innocent."
Yeah, even my character was like, so like one, like I don't even a book. We're probably gonna die. I'm gonna need this for one of them. And then she was like actually about to die, and I'm like,
And she then was like, I'm out of here.
I was like, you're not.
Yeah.
You're supposed to marry me.
I'm back. Yeah, no.
So then we kept going.
And then you walked upon a clearing.
Right. That had some tents in it.
And all along this way, things were changing. The seasons were changing.
Yeah.
What was going on, things around, things were moving, things were going in and out of reality, things were speeding up and slowing down. It was very trippy for you guys.
Very.
Yeah.
So you walked in, you're like, oh, this is an interesting clearing.
And we stopped. We should say that we stopped at the edge of the clearing. We're like, don't trust this.
Yeah. So
And you took an acorn.
I took an acorn and threw it at the very best fucking tent.
Yes.
I
Because
threw
then
it-
it went.
Mm.
Oh,
And it went out of reality and you saw 2 beholders.
like, well, that's a thing.
There was a well next to you going, the hand.
I
the
was
eye.
in the,
You were so tempted to go towards
I
that
wanted to
well.
see what was in that well.
Oh, you would have had to make a wisdom save?
I would have saved. Easy.
I would have saved. Didn't. And you would have jumped it.
I like those.
Because you were really tempted to. And I know Nork was like, no.
Ah!
What was the DC?
Hmm?
What was the DC?
19.
I literally only had to get a 9.
That's still like
That one.
Yeah.
That's still not a 50% chance of failure.
Yeah.
So yeah, so after the tents disappeared, there was 2 beholders. A regular beholder
And an undead
and
beholder.
an undead beholder. Now, this is the first time we've fought beholders. We've encountered one. We've encountered an
You counted
undead
an undead one. You
one.
don't count the real one yet.
Right, and that was in the Barnes Noble campaign. But even that one, we encountered it, and we're like, "Hey!"
That was when
No.
Cal was like, darkness. And
I was like,
we're gonna run through this way.
And we lucked out because the undead one definitely didn't have,
The magic cone.
yeah,
Yeah.
or well, I meant the site of in the Barnes Noble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you were like darkness. It was like I can't see, and we're like, thank goodness.
We're out of here.
Run.
But yeah, so they woke up and they were like, "Hey!" And we're like,
Because
Crap.
around everything shifted and it was no longer outside. It was like indoors and then they were back in like your reality.
Yeah.
The realities were very unstable.
"No, it was
Yeah, we
outdoors."
could tell.
I don't know. They were was indoors on their plane.
Oh,
And then it shifted and they were
oh,
outdoors.
that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Things, time, space, and reality were very
intermingling.
timey-wimey.
It was a swingers party for reality.
I just killed 2 beholders that were minding their own fucking business.
yeah, like
Yeah, you
there's
did.
2 beholders in a dungeon somewhere that were just like
It was one and his brother.
It
It
was
was trying
Terry-
to bring his brother back to life.
Terry and Jerry in a dungeon somewhere.
Right.
We're assholes.
Are we the bad guys? No, the
Question.
beholders are wrong.
Right.
So they, were like, what's going on?
And I promptly hid. I was like,
Well, you technically attacked first.
yes. I was like,
In initiative, You attacked first.
I was like, oh hi.
You shot me. So yeah, that was an interesting fight. You guys did pretty well because of the nature of how you guys fought and where you guys went. In a lot of the roles, you guys saved so many times.
Yeah, we did.
There's so many times you would have been paralyzed, petrified, charmed, frightened. You would have been disintegrated.
Yeah.
So you telling me that it was a lich prepped me to get advantage on saves as much as possible.
Because not that I told him for the fact that we, did let him know. We did a poll on Facebook and that was the most voted.
Right. So it was either going to be a lich or a dragon. And at a certain point, lich pulled very much ahead.
Yeah.
There was no way dragon was going to head back. So anyone could have planned for lich and been prepared.
I'm gonna be honest, a lich is way easier to fight than a dragon in my opinion.
It depends on the dragon. It depends on the size.
And the
Well,
theme, yeah.
A dragon of equal CR level.
Yeah. Maybe fight Niv Mizzet. CR 30.
Pass.
Welcome to pain.
Right.
So yeah, so there was a lot of, as far as this goes, because as the rogue, I just shot arrows and hit. That was all I did.
I raged and smashed.
Flumps.
Flums.
That
Still
wild,
disappointed.
that wild magic barbarian.
I am disappointed. I gave you a cool weapon.
Well, if I was not able to hide, I would have used it. But since the hiding was still working, I wasn't going to.
During the lich fight, you were about to.
Yeah, I figured the lich was going to find me eventually, especially with. And we'll get to it in a little bit, but yeah. Since I was able to hide from the beholders, I was going to keep using that distance and hide until it stopped working.
They can't see if it's obscure. They can't see through walls.
Right.
That'd be busted.
So, we took down the beholders
Yes.
relatively okay.
I took a lot of damage.
You
I
were-
took none.
You were charmed, and you were like, "I'm gonna go."
I
sit."
was charmed. Yeah, after I killed one of the beholders, the other one charmed me, and I was like, I want to go sit over here and play with the grass.
I took more damage from the beholders than I did the lich.
Well, the lich.
So,
We'll get to why. I mean, that happened.
Yeah, I didn't get hit once by the beholders. I stayed
You
nice.
hid.
I stayed nice
I
and
took
hidden.
like 4 points of damage.
And I took down the regular beholder.
So after that, then everything sort of disappeared, and this like fortress that had been behind there.
Crumbled
Crumbled.
instantaneously, not like just, and it was just done. It was crumbled.
So we
Yeah.
started. We realized that the only way through was to keep going north. So we walked through the fortress, and as we go in, there's all these spores on dead bodies, and they started exploding. And Norik and Brett went blind because we failed those.
Nor went eye blind, not magic blind.
because
Silly.
I have a cloak that's covered in eyes.
Yeah, Brett went
Not
blind.
actual eyes, patches.
And
So, not gross.
and now at this point, Brett was wearing the headband of intellect. Important to know. And you could still see. So you saw that there was like a pool of water, like
Yeah.
A basin.
It was like a basin
Yeah.
that you could like wash your face at, and I'm like, I was over there. This is over here. It makes perfect sense. Let's go.
Right. So I mean, and I could find my way over there because I could see through the cloak, and you were leading Brett over there.
Mhm.
We did a magic check with you because you could detect magic.
Right.
You did an investigation of the water,
Yeah, investigate.
and I did a nature check on the water.
Yeah.
Now, when you did the investigation check,
It turned to ice.
it turned to ice because you wound up
In
in
another
another reality,
reality.
and you and I were in a reality. So Brett just sort of dunked head in the water, and you dunked hands in the water, bring it up to your face, and we could see again. But then we were instantly attacked by these like skeletal piranhas.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Brett was like, "Ooh, fish!" like lifted head up.
And then you just got bit.
Yeah.
I was like, ah,
And I was like, man, you're doing a lot with that ice.
yeah,
No, that's
because you just
good.
saw our like hands and heads just go into a block of ice and back out, and you're just like,
And you're like, ow, on my finger. You're like, what are you
I was
doing?
like, there's a fish. Ah, yeah, get it off.
No, there's not.
But then, while we're in the middle of doing that, you hear a voice going, "Hey!"
What are you doing?
I'm just washing my friend's eyes.
You don't even question who's asking. I'm just watching some
And
friends'
that's when
eyes.
you go, who are you talking
Who are
to?
you talking to?
And then friends, who are you talking about?
And then this is where we realize Smiley is in a different.
Because you went to touch him.
Yeah, I went to touch him, and he wasn't there. Oh my God, where'd he go?
As soon as you said that, I knew what was going on, but I'm like, I'll just continue talking to this guy because he's gonna die. He will disappear.
Eventually. Hopefully. Right? Right?
Oh, going back, right, guys? Oh no, it's Back to the Future.
No! Mr. Stark. I'm not ready.
Yeah.
So you learn about Greg, the ogre guarding. He was like and scrambled over, and that's when reality and the body was just at your feet magically, and it just appeared,
Yeah.
and everything was covered in snow. It was snowing like ashy snow,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, "Who's Greg?" And I'm like, "This is Greg."
That's Greg.
and immediately you were like, "I'm wigging out."
I
Man.
started freaking out.
Right. No, because that was where we had to do a
I
wisdom
failed a
save?
wisdom save, became frightened, and
Bolted.
started having panic attacks.
Or no, yeah. Did you start bolting then or shortly after?
Before or after?
Either way,
It was
we started
after.
walking. You were like, "I'm out of here," because
Because I tried to medicine check.
Yeah, to
immediately.
calm down.
Yeah.
right,
You
but
broke your head
Yeah,
back.
this is like you're like this thing is the thing. That's
Yeah,
causing all the
because I was
problems.
like, ever since I've had this thing, it's been nothing but harm. So
Just
then I
ripped it in half.
broke it.
So yeah, so then
So
Brett-
smart Brett was no more.
and then dumb Brett was like,
Brett the
"I'm
Lion.
out of here."
40.
To which Norik, who has luckily a speed of 45, which is like ran, I was like, "Eh."
Jumped on Brett's back, and then you chased after us.
Had a
And
moderate
we
pace.
ran almost smack into a tree. The same tree that Brett had attacked before. And Brett was like, "Oh, tree.
My mortal
My
enemy.
mortal enemy."
I mean, you're like, okay, we're here, and then it spewed just necrotic gas at you.
Yeah.
And we're like, "Oh no!"
I burned it.
And then
Right.
you burned it.
To which you responded by like, "Stupid tree, speaking fire."
And yeah, you killed it.
I saved somebody's soul.
Saved it. You did. Not really. It went to somewhere else.
But
I mean, now it's technically free, but technically,
now it's not a tree.
for however long time, space, reality took, it was not there.
Let's just say you made it like a tree, and it left.
All right, so you moved on. You ran past. You continued your journey around,
Mhm.
and you went into you walked past this area that was more sunk in with like large spiral etched into the ground. In the middle was a cooking pot,
Right, and
With
then
a
the
fire
path
underneath.
continued the other way.
and you're like, oh,
That's
that
a
can't
fire.
be good.
We're like, let's just keep going on the path.
And then Norik heard, Norik, come cook, come eat.
Don't trust that. No.
It's us, your parents. Look back. Wait.
Guys, we should probably go. Why? I hear my parents.
So Brett did one of these, a big old bear hug.
Well, you went. Yeah. Did you get a hold of me the first
Yeah,
I
time?
the
did
first
get a
time.
hold of you the
Yeah.
first time, yeah.
And you're like, all right, this is fine. Let's just get me out
So
of
you picked
here.
up, and then you made another one with advantage because it's harder for you to be charmed. You still failed,
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I just barely made
Yeah.
it, I think.
Yeah.
and you were like, I gotta go. I gotta make
So
sure.
then he started struggling even more. At that point, you
Tickle.
rolled a nat 20,
Yes.
and I rolled a nat 1.
And I was like, bye
And Norik just like, he's tickle them.
bye.
And I literally take out the holy mace and I go for that kneecap.
And you hit it, but not enough to fall.
Right. But it gave Brett just enough time to
To,
turn
like,
around and make a
jump
flying
tackle.
leap on him.
How much damage would he have taken?
From going in.
Yeah.
Oh, it would have been a mixture of necrotic and fire.
Yeah, you were dead.
Yeah.
It would have been.
Real bad.
It would have been if you would have made the save.
Mhm.
You probably would have taken about 40 damage.
Oh.
You didn't make the save. You would have taken about 80 damage,
All right.
and then had long-term madness.
Yeah.
If you survived, that I'm ballparking,
At that point, yeah, I mean, if it was around 80, I would have been alive. I would have been hurt, but
Yeah.
I would have.
and you would have been insane.
So then
Yeah.
at that point, what did it turn into, like the skeletal face where the cooking pot was? And there we first saw the face of our lich friend.
Which gave me
And
madness.
he said, "Come meet your doom." And Brett said,
Where's your dude?
"Where am I meeting your doom?"
Just
Yeah. And then every reality shifted once again
Just see stairs.
as the mausoleum opened. And you guys are like,
Oh, that's the doom.
okay. That's when everyone's like, okay, activate whatever abilities we got.
Right?
We're going in. And you went in to fight the lich.
I just love that the two of you, as you raged,
No,
And-
she was already raging.
she was already raging. You activated the new thing. I was like, I got a bow.
And you still probably did more damage than me.
Uh,
If it wasn't half, probably.
Probably. If it wasn't half, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we walk up the stairs, and this is where you realize the Lich is
Was a former follower of Paylor.
Right.
which you were as well, right?
Yeah.
So that was like, oh, well, we could probably talk this out, right? He's like, yeah,
Nope.
and you're like,
No,
Paylor.
Yeah, no, I wasn't trying to talk it out. I was just like, my character would be sad over something
Yeah.
like that. So
Well, because
like,
you also prayed to Paylor, and Paylor was like,
kill him.
Bring him back to the flock.
Right.
Okay.
and you will be rewarded.
Which is God speak for kill him.
Kill him, and you'll be
Murk
rewarded.
him.
And that was the sentiment. It was like, if you do this, you'll be rewarded. And that's all the reason your character would need. Like, all right, you got it, fam, and head for it.
You guys ran up into the belly of the beast.
Yep.
Luckily, it was just a lich.
Yes.
And like, as awful as that sounds, it was just a lich.
If I would have put anything else in there, you would have all died.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you would have been overrun. Ha!
No.
The encounter was already deadly.
Yes.
Yeah,
And-
and I misread because there's a spell called Forbiddance that would have done a massive amount of damage and then banned him from like reality for a little bit. But it
Maybe.
it costs 10 minutes.
Ooh.
So I'm like, oh,
You might have had to sit outside the
Yeah,
door.
yeah.
Like, yeah, before we go in real quick, guys.
You think he would let you do
yeah,
that?
that's what I was gonna say. There's
You would have
no
come
way.
outside and be like, I see how it is.
Yeah.
All right, and warp reality.
I'm gonna evade.
So we started attacking this lich. You attempted to hide behind some of the piles of bodies.
I was
that were
doing
inside
well.
the
I had
stuff.
gotten through
Yeah.
2.
Pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I was doing a decent amount of damage. Of course, it was halved, but I mean, because one was a critical, so that was like a decent amount. The other one was still sneak attack, so it was still they were chunks, just with a single arrow shot, which is great because I'm used to playing barbarians where I'm hitting multiple attacks to do.
Single
To do-
arrow shot. You're
just-
so lucky.
Ah, what the heck, dude?
Right.
Well, he found you eventually.
Yeah, with the one, yeah. Well, because even then when I went, because I hit again, he had the eyes in the sky.
The eyes, I was rolling for those. I was
Right.
rolling to see if they found, and they eventually found you, and then they're just like, okay, we can't lose them now. You were marked by them. So I'm like, I'm hiding, right? Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was, you rolled high enough where they couldn't find you for the first 2 rounds.
Yes.
And then it was like,
That
well,
was fortunate.
which is fortunate. You guys are doing just enough damage
Mhm.
to fortunately do so, especially with the spell you cast and what your rebuke.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't have those things,
Oh yeah.
it would have been over because you would have started been like, taking constant damage.
That was literally the first spell I picked out of the 20 that I had.
Because once your range would have gone down, it would be like, okay, now I can just focus on you guys. Taking you down past 100, kill.
Right.
And then be like, you versus me, holy man.
Right.
And I had a spell to like negate power word kill, but I didn't have the time to cast it.
So yeah, power kill happened. I mean, he still had all of his other spell slots. It would have just been like big damage, big damage, big damage, big damage.
I mean, I did too,
Yeah.
but he would have won.
That was an arm
So-
wrestling contest. where it
So
was
Brett
like,
did die.
Yes. At
Brett,
one
Brett
point.
got power word killed,
Yeah. Boop.
which is fine.
just power kill if you're under 100 points, death, automatic.
Yeah, it's like 110, right?
What?
I think
Under
It's
100.
anything
Under 100.
Yep.
100 or less, dead. There's no saves. There's no nothing. It's literal death. Not, oh, I'm dying. No, you just die.
Brett died.
Now, the important part is it doesn't disintegrate the body. There are some spells that Finger of Death, when you die from that, you disintegrate,
Right.
which means you can't be brought back. Most spells can't bring it back.
Right.
Only certain high level healing spells can bring it back.
The
Right.
8th level spell revive will still bring you back, but that could cost like 10k in diamond, in
Yeah.
single diamond.
So yeah, so you guys through force of will and good rolls on your part, bad rolls on my part,
And disadvantage.
disadvantage,
Ooh.
you won.
Yeah. Brett went down. I think I got one more arrow shot in, and then you.
Last ditch ever, 'cause I'm probably going down next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just threw a fireball.
Yeah. You were just like fireball.
Which did enough.
Yep.
I really didn't abuse the fact that I was a light domain paladin at all, because I had a lot of fire spells that I just didn't use.
Right. I mean, but yeah, you had set yourself up with like holy auras,
Yeah.
and you were doing plenty of radiant stuff. You were setting you and Brett up really well for a while there. Whereas
Yeah.
I just it's like.
That's why if I would have put anyone else, like anything else, even like a few minor things in that encounter, that still would have taken up your actions, which means he would have got more actions,
Yeah.
which means it would have been actually, he would have after I had it set for a few turns,
Mhm.
after so many, he would have gotten tired of that and just been like, no more of that spell.
Yeah.
That's out of here.
Yeah.
You guys have been like, wait.
Yeah. I mean, I casted it with like a higher spell slot because of that. But if he did that like 3 more times, I'd be like, oh, I see.
I see. We are at a bad time. See, yeah.
So yeah, a last fireball, which looked like the freaking sun, just
Killed this lich.
Literally, Paylor
reaches
stuck his
out.
hand
It was like,
and,
take that.
Get your black ass back over here.
Get back out here. Get up here with me.
So then you went straight after the phylactery.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not dealing with this.
For those who don't know what it is, it's
A phylactery is the unholy machinations of a lich keeping it alive for all of eternity as long as the phylactery exists. A phylactery is fed on using souls. That tree you killed, the soul went straight in there.
it's a big glowy orb that holds the soul of
but
the
it doesn't have to be. Some liches make it big and glowy because they're guarding it. It can be as small as an amulet,
Yeah.
hidden in the depths of an undersea area. And the lich, having 9th level spells, can warp out of there. So it would come back and be like, back up lower, top.
Yeah.
So
It has to be on the same plane though.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it can hide a phylactery pretty much anywhere. So liches that aren't for one shots generally aren't going to put a phylactery right by them.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, you dispelled it, or and you're like, oh, a book, an eye, and a hand,
Fireball.
a Vecna.
I feel like
Right, because we didn't find out what the book was at
It
first.
was-
Because
That was
because I
found a little
blew it
later.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, the explosion went.
I was like, I should probably grab these before he does something
I
bad.
think I did 30 d6 worth of damage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a strong phylactery.
Yeah.
You broke it. You did.
Well, because you hit it first with your mace,
Boom.
and you're like, well, that didn't do it. Fireball.
Fireball.
Fireball. Fireball.
And you picked up the eye and the hand of Vecna.
Yeah.
Now, if you would have, equipped those,
Oh, that would have been bad.
you would have been real bad. And then use the book. Vecna would have been like,
that would have been.
well, this is good
real
enough.
bad.
I'm not
I
going
was
back.
like, well, here's the here's the
And then you guys would have lost.
Yeah.
Ain't no way you're killing Vecna. So you eventually killed the phylactery. It exploded. You guys didn't take as much damage. Brett was still dead.
We're still
Still
dead.
dead.
Ragdoll.
I've just got like a burnt floppy corpse.
Just
I mean, like, I wasn't worried about the corpse because like I said, I had revive. So if I got the diamond, he was back.
Right.
Yeah.
I
It's
had
100
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so you found everything, and then you heard the heels clicking on the stone.
I thought we lost.
Of our good
Yeah.
friend.
I thought that was it. I thought we were gonna have to either do one more battle,
Yeah.
or we had somehow went from a good campaign to an evil campaign.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no.
What do you guys think?
We
I thought it was Vecna.
yeah, like
Oh, you thought Vecna showed up?
Yeah.
Oh my god, if I would have put Vecna on, you guys would have been like, and that is the end.
Yeah,
I'm not going to go into death.
well, either that or that we weren't helping someone good because they did not like get all of our attention with good. No,
Yeah, it's real hard to convince people, though, to go fight a disciple of Vecna.
I'm a priest of Pelor.
Right.
Show me your wings.
Okay, so
Brad would have been
we'll
like,
get
yeah,
to-
yeah, I don't care. Tell me who to smash. I'll smash. You're pretty.
and we'll get why this changes because or Vex or Victoria, whatever.
Its name is not what the archangel's name is of little consequence because you
And
can't
that's
even
what it
pronounce
was.
it.
We're like, okay, here's your stuff, and we're like, ah, crap, we're gonna die here. And
Well,
like,
so it
well,
turned out-
thank you,
Our good friend Vivian turned out to be like an archangel.
and
Right.
that's the big thing because
Oh.
we don't know it's an archangel. It's someone who's essentially poisoned us, turned us to stone, teleported us to a different area, which could possibly be years later, and ask for an evil book. And we're like, this isn't going to go well. And we're like, this person is not good. And then
But
I'm
she
an
didn't really.
archangel.
She didn't really give you guys a choice. She sort of just
Yeah.
took the stuff from
No,
you.
no, she didn't.
No,
We
he
talked
handed
about
it.
You
Oh, you
tossed
did
it and she
turn
went,
it.
thank you.
Yeah,
and took it.
It's because like she had your life, so I'm like, I can't.
Oh, that's right. 'Cause she was
'Cause
like
you brought you back.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Because,
Well, because we had
Unreal.
given her the stuff first, and then turned into the Celestials again. Thank you.
yeah, I was under the impression that no matter what it was, we weren't winning. So it
Yeah.
didn't matter if I
Yeah.
handed it over. I might as well just like.
at
have
that
Brad.
point, no, you guys probably could not have fought an archangel.
No.
No.
Even at full, there's no way.
Yeah, especially because, we're going to fight something I'm resistant to everything you're doing. So you found out that this archangel couldn't enter because of the symbol on the floor, which you was like,
I was like, I'm gonna
Oh,
smash
bad.
this.
take the mace.
It's like, well, I don't need it now.
It's thank you. And then you look outside and you were in a mile, pretty much as far as you could see, graveyard. Cemetery, grave, whatever you want to, pretty much you were in,
The Crypt Keeper Zone.
and then they're like, you get to keep everything. Thank you. You are now one of the highest priests in the order. And you guys were all sent back to the exact same bar, the exact same place, the exact same time, and nothing happened.
Nothing.
You kept all your stuff.
Yep.
Except we drew another card.
Yes. So if you watch the stream, we ended with Norik had pulled another card, and we were going to reveal what it was on the episode of Roll for Bluff. So what did I draw?
You drew the Joker, which takes experience points away, not enough to lower a level. So you guys leveled up. You technically didn't, because of they took experience points away.
But he would have leveled up and been at 0, so he would have not lost any.
It wasn't over. Everything wasn't over, so he lost it, and then got experience.
Wait, we were back at the bar.
Yeah, how was that not over?
Because you were like, everything's like, you guys drink the whole night, and
Yeah, no, you technically leveled up at the end of it. You lost experience and then got experience from the end of it. Because the card was drawn, man.
Fine.
It's okay. This is a one-shot. But the Fool goes back to the deck so you can redraw it, because of course it does, and it makes you draw another one. And you drew the 2 of Spades, which is balance. So your lawful neutral alignment went to chaotic neutral.
which means I just do what I want.
Balance is a funny thing, because let's say you would have drawn it.
I'd be back there. Like,
Yeah, you're like, well, guess who the next switch is, guys?
I don't even know if there's a darkness fucking domain, but I would have made it.
See, and I would have gone lawful evil because I was chaotic good.
So yeah, everything would have changed, and it would have been hilarious.
And it went to the one character that it didn't really matter with.
Nope. Yay! So all in all, you drew only pretty good cards.
And it should be noted, because since he drew a card that gave the demon that was going to follow her until he died.
Until he died. So there is no longer a demon chasing
Because you
Brett,
died
I
and were brought back.
It didn't say what demon. I was gonna make it Asmodeus.
Oh, fair enough.
Well, it doesn't matter now.
Asmodeus is like, oh man.
I'm gonna get all.
That'd be a great follow-up one shot.
That would be a
Everybody's like,
wonderful
I've been
title.
denied your soul. You're like, sorry, bro.
The card spoke. Card happened. So that's the entire story. You guys went through what was going on is you were outside of dimension. The Lich had made its own, that's why the Flak Brew is with it, its own pocket, like outside of reality and dimension, in between reality. So everything that could possibly be happening on any plane was all shifting. Time was happening at an alarming difference.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was shifting and shaping. You technically saw your future.
Nice.
Did I die?
No, you saw your future in that town.
Oh, that were the guards of that town.
You saw the future of the town, and all the equipment that you were given by the angel was all in time. And when the mermaid left, she went back to her time in her reality.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
So everything was very relative. Everything was timey-wimey.
Well, I'm not happy with that future.
Was she a princess? Make her a princess.
The future. That was
I
the
don't want to
only-
be a guard.
That's the only future. But you were guarding a forest.
Of illusion.
Now,
Illusionary forest.
we don't know where that forest is, what it is, or anything else about it, because everything in that was being warped by the Lich.
But maybe that's something we can explore further down the line.
Exactly.
Right?
I'm a bishop. I'm a fucking guard.
Yeah.
Brett's fine with the guard life.
So that, you saw a future. A near future of 2 years, but still, that's still tons of time.
It's probably
for
a
you.
5-year plan.
Exactly.
5-year plan, become a guard. Be a
So
bad guard.
that's how everything worked, and that's why everything was so like, everything changed. Stop it. Just stay normal.
So thank you guys so much for tuning in for the one shot. We definitely appreciate the support. We will be back tomorrow with our Bards Noble campaign. However,
Woo!
we will have a few new faces. In case you haven't seen the posts that are going to be up on social media, we did unfortunately lose Zeke due to some personal family issues. He had to make the hard decision to leave the Roll Call family. We wish him the best of luck. We're going to miss him. But we are bringing in 2 new characters for our campaign, and you guys will get to meet them tomorrow night.
Be excited.
So we will see you
Wow.
guys then. And until then, have a great rest of your evening.
Bye.